What's going down in y'all neck of the woods, man? Music, drinking and conversation. What's going down on y'all Sunday night? Sitting here talking and chilling and everything else, man.
And acting a damn fool.
Man, but over there on Vine, it's a lot of low blows getting thrown. Or a lot of stuff that people think going over the top of my head. But I'm pretty sure, you know.
We ain't worried about it.
One of them just left. And
that's a good thing.
I hope this other person is not really piggybacking off of that shit. Right.
I ain't gonna go nowhere.
You got somebody over there on that. But cool. What's going down in y'all neck of the woods? Let me pop this mic back open.
Pop it open then.
Mecca!
Yes, sir.
We back.
Mecca is there. Mecca held on.
See, I want to put this out there just for a little bit because it got a little bit rude on Vine just a little bit while ago. I make my comments in support of. I know when DB gets here, he ain't gonna want to hear all this shit. But I make my comments in support of he might in support of our community. I do. I might seem a little bit out of pocket for some of the stuff I say, but that's just to make people think. That's all. That is it. I think people should actually see it from the other side and be like, oh, that's how they see it. You know what I mean? I might just straighten up my act just a wee bit. You know, I don't say a lot of derogatory comments just to fuel people that do not like my community. Can anybody understand what I said?
No.
You probably did. Mecca?
I did. Spell it out for me.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, a lot of people are closed-minded, and your show, what I realize about your show is more to ignite people to think outside the box instead of just thinking one way, looking one way, having tunnel vision. And when you don't think outside the box, you stay a slave to that one point.
How?
Because you follow, you become a follower. Not that you need to be a leader, so to speak, but you become a follower once you stay tunnel vision. You know, when you have that tunnel vision, you only see one way.
Right.
I was told, Dick Gregory was on our show. He said, you know, there's 8 ways out of a box.
Wow.
Stop thinking 4 ways. He said there's 8 ways out of a box. And I had to sit down here and think of that.
Mm-hmm. I can kind of picture it.
He said, because he said, truthfully, it is more than that. He said, because each side has an A through a Z.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying 4 times 26, you know, per side, and you know, people become a slave to having tunnel vision, only thinking one way. You know,
exactly.
Yes, we're not going to agree with everything. We weren't built like that.
No,
if that was the case, we would be robots.
Exactly.
But the thing is, when you speak and you're not antagonizing, you're igniting.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to antagonize anybody. I'm just trying to ignite, you know, more thinking. That's all.
Yes, and you know, a lot of people get stuck like that. You know, they take it. Oh, he said so and so. Like, really?
So they take it as an insult.
Some people do.
Right. Instead of listening to what you're saying, you know. I mean, if it wasn't directed to you, if your name was not put in the statement or the sentence or the conversation of what you're talking about, it wasn't directed towards you. Now, if you took it to heart, that's on you.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not even so much as that if your name was in it. Listen, if your name was in it, then maybe you should take a minute to listen to what was said and think about it. Say, is there some truth to it, or, you know, is it kind of right?
Right.
You know, what he say, me and Mother Mike go back a long way.
Right.
So my side of thinking is we don't always agree on shit. You know, and if you look at both sides though, you see some truth. Just like I was saying, earlier that, you know, this dude shot these cats for nothing. But he said, well, look, if they wasn't acting a fool and doing all this, which they wasn't really acting a fool. What teenager ain't bumped their music loud as hell? You know, they was being teenagers.
I did
period,
it.
whether they was black or white.
But the bigger picture was.
What was that?
Somebody got some stuff. Facebook.
If you just say, okay, well, you get the most of the times when you see these stories in the paper, it's because they was doing some dumb shit. They was running from the police. They was hiding. They was doing all kind of crazy shit. And people want to yell out racism, but if you wasn't doing this dumb shit in the first place,
that's what I was about to say.
You wouldn't have been in that situation.
See, that's what I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Why is it now, in this day and time, when you say that all white police is out to get black people all the time, why would you put yourself in that situation to be hanging out on the corner, to be out at 3 o'clock in the morning? Listen, now you got the cats in Chicago the other day. They from Virginia. They was tourists from Virginia. 3:45 in the morning, they asking for directions on the south side of Chicago. They get shot. One of the dudes jump in the car. You know damn well they wasn't out there asking for directions. But all these they was white. So now all these people saying, oh yeah, you know, you go out there, black people, that's all they do is kill, blah blah blah. They don't want to admit the other side of it, that these dudes is out. We know they wasn't asking for directions at 3-something in the morning.
I'm not familiar with this. Oh, I think I'm slightly familiar with it.
I haven't heard.
But what happened? What happened again? I'm sorry.
This was in Chicago. I think it was like 3 days ago. I saw it in the news yesterday. But they was from Virginia. They were some tourists or whatever. They said they was tourists. And it was this 50-something-year-old guy and his friend. And it was 3:45 in the morning. They was asking for directions on Chicago, like close to the south side of Chicago. And they got the dude jumped in the car, robbed him. It was a black dude, of course. And, well, you know, of course, because we always say don't let it be one of us, but it was. And these cats was white, and they said they was just asking for directions.
I get it.
Cell phones, rental cars, and all that stuff with GPS. Why are you asking for directions at 3:45 in the morning?
They was looking for that lick.
You know exactly what they was doing.
Exactly. They was trying to get up on something.
You got all the white people. You got all the white people like, oh, yeah, Rahm Emanuel, this is Chicago, he Obama's friend, and this. Now they you know, they forget that they said he wasn't born in the United States. Now it's the fact that, you know, that's Obama's hometown, so what you expect? But then the same people hollering about he wasn't born here.
Well, see, with that, he has more to worry about than just Chicago, Gary, Indiana, Indianapolis, Los Angeles. You know, he has to worry about it as a whole. And I'm talking about President Obama.
The United States of.
But
what Chicago ain't his hometown. That's my point. That's what they saying because all the murders happened.
That's where he found work.
Yeah.
He found work there.
When he an alderman or something like that.
But okay, I seen a message on Vaughn TV, and I'll let you fellas address it, and I'll address it last. It says the system is set up for us, and I'm assuming everybody here is black, for us,
the black folk,
to fail.
I can't say that. I think it's set up for the Democrats to fail.
It's not.
Check your history. Let's check your history. We were Republicans before we were Democrats. If you check your history, so it's not set up for neither Republicans or Democrats. The system is set up for us.
Right. Because you gotta look at it like this. Back in the day, which if you go back and check it out, Democrats, the parties were switched.
Fair.
What they thought. Democrats was the ones who wanted to keep slavery back in the day.
Enlighten me.
The parties, put it this way, just think of like back before the Civil War started, Democrats wanted to secede from the United States. They was the ones who pushed for slavery to stay. They didn't want it to stay. Republicans came about from, I forgot the group's name, but it was some grassroots group, and they grew, and they like in 1874, either 74 or 77. I forget which one.
It's not a history test. You can just put it out there.
Right.
Yeah, but
BCAD said, motherfucker.
the Republicans, they united, and they was from the North, and they wanted to free all the slaves. So the Democrats fought them, and then the Civil War started, and that was it. But somewhere along the line, the parties switched names. Basically, the Democrats was liberals, and the Republicans became conservatives.
But that's what I'm saying. See, I am not a Democrat, so people look at me differently. Nor am I a Republican. I'm an independent voter. But I'm more on the neoconservative side. You know, I'm no, I don't want to call them in the Tea Party or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is,
Tea Party is a radical sect of the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
It's a little bit more, and it's a little bit more radical. You're absolutely right. It's radical. You know, I really don't get it. You know, I just try to vote for the best person that I can. That's all.
Right.
And people tell me, they say it's not right the way I say I vote, but I will still put it out there. I vote for the lesser of the evils. That's all I do.
You have to. You have to, because otherwise, what do you end up with? I mean, in Obama's second term, when he ran, I didn't agree with the fact that he hadn't brought all our people home yet. But you got to look at it this way too. You can make all the promises you want to before you get in that position, but you don't know everything about that position until you get there.
What this man has seen is the wizard behind the curtain. So after he got elected, he's seen the wizard.
Adjust.
Exactly. And he's not going to be able to keep all those promises. Not going to be able to do it.
He's like, damn, I can't really do this.
Yeah. The real motherfucker who's actually running shit told him, okay, you the new one? Okay, let me tell you how this shit goes.
Exactly.
You know.
Right.
Mecca?
So, I mean, and then aside from that, who else did you have? You had Romney, who was a fucking idiot. So.
He was an idiot, but I will say, and this was one of my dilemmas for voting for him, he was a businessman, but then I actually did a little bit of research and seen his business tactics, and I did not like it. That's why I didn't vote for him.
A businessman would have been cool, except that he hid all kind of money offshore. You're not showing people your tax returns, and it just didn't work. He was responsible for thousands of people losing their jobs.
Listen here. I like KB Toy Store, and the motherfucker bought it and shut the bitch down and made money. I'm sorry, y'all don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, because you just went ham.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What'd you say,
I
Mecca?
used to go there, too.
I said, now I do. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go to KB Toy Store. Yeah, he shut that mother down. They absorbed that company and laid off everybody.
Right. And got them insurance profits.
Yeah, that's why Big Bird was ready to whoop his ass, because he was trying to shut that down.
WTTW Chicago, yes. PBS. He did that. Yeah. So that's why I didn't vote for Romney. Breezy said, where's the Doritos and French onion dip?
We have not had that in a while.
DB, if you bringing your ass here, bring the Doritos.
Bring some Doritos and French onion dip.
But anyway, I think it's time for us to go into another song,
DB
fellas.
ain't even in the room.
I think it's time for us to go into another song.
Another song.
Hey, what I want to do on this break, when we take this break, I want somebody to come with some foul shit. Some foul to talk about that everybody pissed at me about.
No, because
I'm ready to piss.
Mecca. No, see, this is his thing.
I don't do foul. Like I said, I don't do drama, because you don't want me to be on the bad end of drama.
Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
Yes, no, you don't. You don't want me to. You don't want me to flip back to when my name was DL.
Mecca.
See, here's the thing: when we men talk about so-called drama, it's a difference, Mecca. I'm talking about a hidden hard topic that's going to say some things, and we're going to have some different views, and we might change each other's minds. I'm not talking about the real housewives and what I got over there, the preachers of L.A. and none of that other dumb shit. I'm talking about some real shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that is some real shit. Because
LA is still
that motherfucker so quick as hell.
What you say, Max?
I said
they need to cancel that show. That preachers of LA shit.
Yeah, he talk about he want a shack before he get married. What's the young one? Haddon.
Oh, Dietrich.
I ain't even watched it.
Yeah,
I watched it today just to see what it was about. And
sad.
They living like pimps, and I can't knock your hustle.
Thank you. And I wasn't the only one who said
Thank
that.
you,
But when
Becca.
you do it,
See, this is the type of conversation I was talking about coming up after the break.
It's too late for that.
All right.
No, we'll hit it at the break. We'll hit it after this break. We're going to play 2 joints. Y'all welcome to hang on. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about that shit. Living like pimps.
yeah, I'll call back. You gotta
After
that,
get off your computer.
Play them songs.
Right.
All right. Packer, let's go into some joints, then we're going to come back and hit that topic. This motherfucker ain't even paying attention.
No, because I was looking at the chat. I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm going to the chat. Oh, which one is it? Okay. Yeah. Hey, you got some vodka over there?
Yeah, I do. Come on.
Okay.
This is Cavassier,
Yeah, well, we can substitute. Damn. Busta Rhymes, y'all. Pass the vodka in MDC.